Hey everyone, Arjun Ram here for CBC Kids News. Staying at home and staying healthy. COVID-19 is clearly on everyone's mind right now. It has changed everyday life for kids like myself all across Canada and the rest of the world. Earlier this week, we asked you to send us your questions about coronavirus so we could take them right to the top, to the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, and Dr. Theresa Tam, Canada's top doctor. And boy, did you guys ever deliver. CBC and Radio-Canada received more than 4,000 videos, emails, and photographs in just 24 hours. Guess what? I'm about to jump on a call with them right now so they can answer some of your questions. Hello, Mr. Trudeau and Dr. Tam.
Hi, Arjun.
Hello.
Thank you so much for taking this time to answer what's on the minds of Canadian kids. You know, we had so many submissions from all across Canada, and it was really hard to choose just 10.
Oh, really excited about it and looking forward to it.
So, are you guys ready for your first question?
Ready for it.
All right, let's do this.
Hi, Mr. Prime Minister. My name is Gwyneth Scola, and I am 8 years old from Maple, Ontario. And I would like to know, how is your family keeping busy while social distancing? Thank you.
Thanks, Gwyneth, for your question. Obviously, it's a difficult time for all families right now. From doing lots of homework on computer and keeping up with schoolworks to trying to play different games and keep busy throughout the long days with brothers and sisters without being able to talk to or see friends, talking a lot on the phone and over FaceTime. Kids are trying to find different ways to get through days when we are all stuck at home, where we're not able to go out and see our friends. We're not able to do the things that we usually like to do, but we're really holding together as families in Canada, and that's a really good thing.
And how about you, Dr. Tam? How is your family keeping busy while social distancing?
Well, I actually spend a lot of time just connecting socially, even though we're practicing physical distancing. So it's really important to connect with family, by phone or by video, so that everybody continues to have our great relationships. I actually love playing with Lego, so that's what I do sometimes.
Same, I love it too.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. Our next question comes from Malak, who's 8 years old and lives in Halifax. Malak actually wrote us a letter. Yesterday, my dad was supposed to come home from a short business trip in Dubai, but all the airports were closed and all flights are canceled. I am writing to you because you promised to bring all Canadians back home. I miss my dad so much. My family and I are very worried about him, and my mom is taking care of all of us by herself. Please help him come back home quickly.
Well, first of all, Malak, I know how hard this is. I know how scary this is. This is a situation where you really want to have your dad with you, your family with you, and it's tough for you to be apart. That's why the government is trying to work really, really hard to bring people home from around the world so that they can come back to Canada and be with their families. It's tough because lots of different countries have put in new rules and closed down flights, but we're working really, really hard to bring families together because we know that to get through this time, it's always easier when you're surrounded with the people you love. So I understand how scary this is and how frustrating this is, and know that we're all working together to try and make sure your dad comes home.
Thank you. Here's our third question. In BC, people are thanking healthcare workers by cheering them on after their shift ends through their balconies.
Hello, sir. My name's Cortana. I am 10 years old. I live in Ontario, but right now I'm with my mom in BC. I have a question. What can we do to support the healthcare workers other than going out at 7 every day and cheering them on?
The other thing we need to do, is make sure that we don't get ourselves sick, so they have to take care of more and more people. And that's why it's so important to stay home. It's so important to keep our distances and not go out if you absolutely don't have to, and wash your hands regularly. But I'm here also with Dr. Tam, who's Canada's top doctor, who's going to talk to us about the things that we need to do to keep our health professionals safe and support them.
all of the health professionals who are working really, really hard are heroes, and I'm sure they really appreciate anything that would cheer them on as they're doing their difficult work. And absolutely keeping ourselves healthy, practicing the physical distancings of 2 meters. Definitely try and stay home if you're sick, and wash your hands frequently. All of these things can help prevent large numbers of people needing to have medical care. So everything that each one of us is doing every day, which is really difficult, is going to really help all of our healthcare workers.
Those are some great suggestions. Thank you. Our next question comes from a brother and sister. Their question: we are really scared of what will happen to us if our parents get COVID-19. Who will take care of us if they have to go to the hospital and we can't be with them?
Oh, Chris, Juliana, I can understand how scared you are. That's a really, really scary thought. Canadians have been there for each other. When we get into difficult situations, this is what we do. We lean on each other. Our government is doing things to make sure that people are all right, but neighbors are looking out for each other. They're great community organizations. What we do as Canadians is look out for each other and make sure that nobody's left alone. So I know it's a scary time, but you also need to know you're in one of the best countries in the world for people to be there for each other, to support each other, and we're going to make sure that nobody goes through this alone.
And what do you think, Dr. Tam? Who's going to look after kids if their parents are in the hospitals?
Well, that's actually a really difficult thing to think about. So it's normal to feel frightened a little bit. What I would suggest actually is make sure your parents know that you're worried. Talk to them and actually make a plan ahead of time. It's always good to plan ahead to know what will happen should they get sick. Making sure that all the other you have other contacts as well. There are many people who can help you, but make that plan ahead of time so that you know who they may be. And we also have other ways of helping kids, such as the Kids Help Phone as well. So there's many different ways in which we can help each other. So please talk to your parents.
Here's a video from a kid who's also in Montreal. He has a question a lot of kids are asking. Mohammed is turning 11 next month. He asks,
Hello, Mr. Prime Minister. My name is Mohammed Ahmed, and I live in Montreal, and I'm going to be 11 next month. My question for you is, do you think we will go back to school before the summer? Thank you.
Oh, that's a really good question, Mohammed. That's a question that my kids are asking me all the time, because when we were all off around spring break, they were like, "Yay, no school!" But now they're realizing that they want to see their friends, they want to get back to their activities and their sports, and maybe school isn't so bad when compared to having to sit at the kitchen table and do all your work on your own with your parents sometimes helping. We don't know how long it's going to be, but we do know that the better job we do of staying home, of supporting each other through this by not going outside more than we have to, unless we absolutely have to, and keeping 2 meters apart if we ever do, that is going to keep us safe, and it's going to get us through this better. It's going to take a while still, and we're going to have to keep watching carefully to make sure that we're making the right decisions along the line. But nobody exactly knows when things are going to pick up again. We just know that while we're going through this, we all have to keep doing the right things, like I know you are, Mohammed.
Here's our next question. It's from Sarah, who's 6 and lives in Toronto.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm 6 years old, and I'm from Toronto. Mr. Trudeau, I want to ask you a question. Where do homeless people go to be safe from the coronavirus?
Oh, Sarah, that is a wonderful question. It is so nice that you're asking about that, because we know that everyone is worried about coronavirus, and we've asked everyone to stay home, but if you don't have a home, that's really, really difficult. That's why we have to make sure as a country that we are taking care of everybody, especially our most vulnerable. That's why one of the things we've done is we've given a lot of money to homeless shelters, to community shelters, to try and make sure that they have room for people who need a home, and have extra money to be able to rent new spaces or create separation so people don't spread COVID-19 to each other. These are the kinds of things we have to think about, and we're all lucky to be living in a country where we do think about people who are more vulnerable, who have less, and who need our support too. So I really thank you for that beautiful question, Sarah.
Okay, here's our next question. Cecilia is 12 years old and lives in Cantley, Quebec. She writes, I am seeing that the pandemic has caused a reduction in pollution. What will the Government of Canada do to protect the quality of air when the economy starts up again?
That's a really great question. We know that we have to protect the environment. We have to make sure we're fighting climate change every single day. During this time of pandemic, of crisis, there's less economic activity, so there is less pollution. But as we come out of it, we're going to have to make sure that we're keeping up our fight against pollution, that we're doing things like eliminating single-use plastics, that we're protecting more of our oceans and our land, and that we're continuing to work really, really hard to protect the environment for you, for future generations. This is something that really, really matters to me. It really matters to a lot of Canadians. And I think we're all thinking about how, the world might be a little bit different when we come out of this crisis. We're all going to learn about different things and do things slightly differently.
Do you think that they actually will, they will come back after this all ends and be more precautious of what they do?
Discovering that each of us is really important in the choices we make, no matter how small they seem, is, I think, a lesson that people are going to understand even more when we get through this. And taking care of our planet that takes care of us is going to be a big part of that.
Now, here's a question from way up north.
Hello, I live in Iqaluit. My name is Luke. It's cold here. Can COVID-19 survive Iqaluit? It's so cold.
Great question, Luke. The reality is coronavirus can be present wherever there are people who are present. But I think that's a great sciencey question that we can ask Dr. Tam about. So, Dr. Tam, what do you think?
Well, we're learning more and more about the coronavirus each day, but unfortunately the cold or snow can't keep out the coronavirus. Every country in the world actually has been affected by coronavirus, so unfortunately it'll be no different in Iqaluit. So no, cold temperatures, snow, freezing temperatures is not going to affect the fact that the coronavirus can impact communities there.
Okay, thank you. Let's go back to BC.
Oh, Mr. Prime Minister, do you think that Canadian scientists are going to come up with a vaccination for the coronavirus soon? My name is Mohammed. I'm 9 years old and I live in Kamloops, BC. Thank you.
Great question. Canadian scientists are among the best in the world. We have some of the top researchers and doctors and scientists anywhere, and they're working really, really hard along with other people and other great scientists around the world to try and get a vaccine for coronavirus. But it's going to take a while, so I will turn to Dr. Tam, who will fill us in a little more on what that's going to look like.
Well, I'm really happy that kids are interested in vaccines. It will take about at least a year for the vaccine to be developed. Normally, it can take up to 10 years. So you can imagine a 1 year timeline is actually really, really fast. So everybody's working as hard as they can to bring us the vaccine.
All right, we've made it to question 10. This is one of my favorite questions, and I need both of you to answer this. Jack is 6 years old and he's from Newfoundland. He asks, what song do you guys sing in your mind while you wash your hands?
You can sing any song you want as long as it lasts long enough. I tend to sing Happy Birthday because I like thinking that it might be my birthday today or any given day. And if you're singing it over and over again, it's easy to sing a song that you know really, really well and always makes you happy to sing. What about you, Dr. Tam? What song do you recommend people sing when they wash their hands?
I sing different songs on different days. So when it's raining, I might sing, a different song, like I'm singing in the rain. And then if on another day, I might sing something else, like we will wash you. So it depends on my mood. And there's a really cool website actually called washyourlyrics.com from a 17-year-old who, if you plugged in the song that you like, out comes a little poster that tells you with your lyrics on it and how you wash your hands. So check it out.
Actually, thank you, Dr. Tam, for giving us a little taste on how you sing. But Mr. Trudeau, you didn't really give us a taste of how you sing Happy Birthday. Could you do that for us? Could you sing a little bit of Happy Birthday for us?
Oh, little happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. And that wasn't 20 seconds, so I do it again. Happy birthday to, and you make sure that it lasts as long as you possibly can, and you come out smiling at the end of it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Trudeau and Dr. Tam, for taking the time to answer what's on Canadian kids' minds. And I just wanted to say how I love how different levels of governments are putting their politics aside and working together to keep Canadians safe. And, thank you so much, and I hope we can meet again soon one day.
Thank you, Arjun. That's a lovely thing to say, but it really is true that in this time of crisis, all different governments are coming together. We're all working together at all orders of government across the country. The premiers, the mayors, all different levels working together so we can get through this, because that's how we're going to get through this together, even though we're keeping apart.
Wow, that was pretty cool. Thank you to everyone who sent your questions. For more updates on the coronavirus, head over to cbckidsnews.ca. For CBC Kids News, I'm Arjun Ram.